Good evening. I want to welcome you guys. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Friday night. My name is Billy Long. I'll be bringing a devotion for you tonight. Now, I usually like to pull my devotions from random things that maybe have come across me this week. So this last week, we watched the movie Overcomer here at the church. And there's a lot of great points that come out through this movie, but one that really stood out to me was this question about, who am I? So I'm going to ask you guys that question. Who are you? And I'm going to give you a second to think about who you are. Now, in your mind, you're starting to cycle through, all the different things. I'm a husband. I'm a father. You could go with the funny, I am a man. I'm an IT guy. I'm a nerd. I love sound. I'm so many things. But when I ask you, who are you? Where on this list does Christian fall? Where on this list does child of God fall? Now, it's easy for me to say that yes, I'm a Christian and yes, I'm a child of God. But when you ask me, who am I? Is that the first thing that comes out of my mouth? Is that the first thing that pops into my head to describe who I am? So, watching this movie and it talks about these different pieces, I really started to try to figure out, if someone looks at me and they say, who is that guy? Is the first thing that pops into their head a Christian? Is the first thing that pops into their head he's a child of God? We all have social media. We all have Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. We're out in the community. We're in front of people at meetings and all these things. And they look at you, and is that still the first thing that pops into their mind? Do they say, that guy, I know who he is. He's a Christian. He's a child of God. So as I pondered this through the movie, it really started to make me think, is that what people think? And why, when I think about it, just like in the movie, why was that the last thing that really kind of popped into the mind during the movie, as well as myself? That wasn't the first thing I thought of either. I start to think humorous, I am a man, or whatever, and that's really kind of ironic. So I wanted to share a verse with you, and this is really explains who you are. So I'm going to pull up John 1, verses 12 and 13, and it says, "But to all who believed in him and accepted him, he gave the right to become children of God." Kind of waiting for my next slide here. "They are reborn, not with a physical birth from human passion or plan, but a birth that comes from God." So it talks about how we become a child of God. We talk about that we're not born that way. We're not, it's not something that our works can do, and all the things that we have. That doesn't explain why we're a child of God, but it's something that we are blessed with. It's something that we are given. It's something that we are honored to be. So with it kind of being that big shiny award that we can get, why does it not come to be our highest achievement? Why does it not come to be the proudest thing that pops into our head when we say, who am I? Or someone who sees us says, who are you? Why is that not what jumps first? I love to listen to music. And when I first thought of this, I was listening to a Casting Crowns song. Who Am I? It's a great song. It's got a lot of great meaning in the words. But what's funny is I was listening to the radio when I got in the car today. It was actually ironic that this Hillsong was on, and this Hillsong song is called "Who You Say I Am." And I wanted to share just some of the lyrics. It says, "I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Who the Son sets free, oh, it's free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes, I am. Now, there's a lot of different songs that talk about this particular topic, but I loved how when I was thinking about this devotion and I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you guys, that when I turned on my car, this is the song that was playing. And it just touched me. The idea of God chooses who we are once we become Christians, once we choose to follow him, and once we become a child of God, that he tells us who we are. He influences our life. He helps us to make good decisions. He blesses us daily. So I hope you're like me. I hope that as we go about our weekend, as we go about this coming week, and as we venture forward in our Christian life, that we think about, who are you? Who do you want to be? And remember that you are who God wants you to be. It's very short, but I wanted to share that with you tonight, and I thank you for tuning in. I believe Pastor's coming up next week, so that's exciting. He always brings an amazing message. I believe we're going to be showing Overcomer again tonight, actually a little bit later, in Spanish. So if you want to come see that, we would love to have you again down here on the lawn to watch Overcomer again. Have a blessed night. Thank you.